probably 4 people that tuned into this video. First and foremost were people who were attracted by the title. They're like, you know what? I'm looking to travel. Does this guy have any travel info? Yes, please stay tuned. Second type of people are people who are usually about content with high-end collectibles. I have something crazy to tell you right after the intro, so you stay on too. Third group of people, they watch anything Mr. X does. Thank you, even though that's kind of creepy. And then the fourth group is, who the hell is this guy? Hey, my name is Mr. X. Welcome to the Xtreme channel. We are giving away $1,000 statues to you guys. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Hey, thank you for tuning in to another Xtreme travel episode. Before we dive into that, I want to let you guys know something really strange. So if you followed the channel and you're here for collectibles, because that's the majority of the videos that I have and I've been doing for the last 4 years, something really crazy is going on. First of all, I told you a while back I'm getting out of collecting. Well, that tail of that snake is finally coming to fruition. When I'm filming this month, I have no high-end collectibles coming in. Maybe 1 or 2 that are a surprise. But I still want to bring content to you on a regular basis, so I'm talking about some of my other passions. Now, ironically, that is actually making a lot less views on all my videos. But the crazy thing is my YouTube revenue is higher than it's ever been. I think this just goes to the fact in this video right here where I talk about YouTube revenue, views, and subs is just a complete mystery. All right, now if you don't care about amazing places to visit, you can drop off now. For those of you that have tuned in, one of my big passions in life, arguably one of my second biggest passions, is traveling. I travel all the time. There's tips and tricks in this video right here you can check out. I travel for work. My family and I, we take so many vacations per year. Now, we also document almost all of those vacations, not the work trips, but other stuff. So make sure to check out some of those videos on the Xtreme channel playlist. You can check it out up in the top corner or one of these corners right there. And you can subscribe and like this video for future content because there is a lot of travel content coming up starting with today. So we've been all over the world. There's a few places we haven't been. Now this is kind of episode 1 of 3. Today I'm going to talk about the favorite places we've been and why I loved it so much and why you should go. But in a few weeks you're going to see the places that I haven't been yet that I really want to go. Now before I dive into all that, why don't you throw down your favorite place in the comments below, because whether you're here for travel, collectibles, Mr. X, or just by accident, you can actually win a $1,000 statue with that comment. As we try to grow this channel, we like to reward you guys for watching and subscribing. So because of that, every 5,000 milestone when it comes to subscribers, we give away a couple $1,000s worth of statues. We've actually given away over 20 statues. To win one was easy. First, you gotta be subscribed to the channel. You'll get bell notifications when videos drop. Each video that drops, you wanna make a comment on those videos. We pick a random video, we give away statues based on a comment. You can say whatever you want. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. All right, so we're going to count down from 10 to number 1. Now, Mrs. X and I actually have one of those giant maps upstairs, and it has pins on everywhere we've been to all over the world. And again, there's a few places we haven't hit, but you'll see that in an upcoming video. So while there's probably about 100 different destinations, I've narrowed it down to my 10 favorites, and I'm going to tell you why, starting with number 10, which is in Aruba. Now, I almost wanted to say all 3 of the ABC islands because I've been to there as well. Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. I love this. I love the Dutch Antilles feel to them. I love the temperature. I think the islands are small, but not too small. Like some other Caribbean islands like Bimini, where there's a decent trade going on and some cool stuff local to that. Not to mention the fact that it's very close to South America. But 100% Aruba is one of my favorite places to go. And again, I would equally say Bonaire or Curacao. And I think Bonaire was actually my favorite of the 3. Which doesn't make sense with this list, but just deal with it. 9th favorite place, we were supposed to go this summer. I've only been there once, but it was amazing to see Rome. So many cool features in Rome, from the Colosseum to the Forum to Vatican City, just so much history that you've learned about throughout the years, and to see it in person, it was truly, truly amazing. The biggest negative of that one trip that we had was actually that the weather was really shitty. However, I 100% want to go back, and this time taking my teenage children, as it was before we had children that we went. Now, as a sidestep, there are no other Italy places on the list, although we've been to many, and I think a lot of them are very cool, from Venice to Pisa. Number 8 is specifically a cruise in Alaska. One of my favorite cruises to do. We've been on over 25 cruises. As you guys know, I do a lot of videos on cruises. Alaska is just amazing. While I'm not a guy who camps outside, although I used to in the past, it gives you a real great taste of luxury on the cruise ship, yet you get to see the wilderness and outdoor and so much history with Alaska as well. It is one of the coolest experiences. I just love sitting on the balcony, or if you don't get a balcony room, sit up top on the deck and watch the inside passage, the icy strait. Unbelievable beauty. 7 is on my hat is a place I love to go all the time. In fact, when I'm filming this, I'm leaving in 10 days for a 5-day guide trip to Las Vegas. I am a huge Vegas fan. Now, I don't go to the clubs. That includes dancing and strip. That's not my thing, but I love the shows. I love the food. Obviously, I love the alcohol. I like to gamble. It's not the main reason I go. Sometimes I don't even gamble. And I think it's family friendly if you spend the right amount of money and you do the right things, and you never get bored there. In fact, in this 12-month span is going to be at least 4, if not 5 trips to Vegas for me. And usually when we go, it's pretty luxurious. So again, here's a recent trip we did where we spent tons and tons of money and had so much fun. And what's funny is I was able to spend 0 money on a trip before that. This next upcoming trip is a guide trip. We're going to have a ton of fun. I will do a video on it and at least air the parts that I don't want my wife to see. Number 6 is kind of funny. It's Vegas for kids and adults who have a kid at heart. I love Disney. So Disney is very nostalgic for me. I hate the lines at Disney. Even the fast passes and all that shit. Obviously, I hate the money you have to spend as well. I love both Disneyland and Disney World. I prefer Disney World. But I'm a big Disney fan. This last year was the first year other than COVID that we haven't been. And I do miss it. And I'm going to talk about why we didn't go this last year in a moment. However, I'm a huge Disney fan. I love the rides. I love the nostalgia. It's just really magical. The one negative thing about theme park trips like this, and my wife always says this, Mrs. X, is that it's more work than it is fun sometimes. And I agree with that. When you have to get up at 3:30 a.m., which is 1:30 a.m. my time, just to make it to some of the rides at Animal Kingdom, that's kind of a bummer. Now, I know you're thinking, Mr. X, so Disney's your go-to if you go to Orlando or LA? No, it's not our go-to. Universal is. Now, this is simply because it's more adult rides. And the nice thing is our kids have gotten older. 2 of the 3 like the adult rides. They like the thrill rides. They like the roller coasters. So this is why we didn't do Disney this last year. We did Universal instead. We did Universal and SeaWorld. I do like Universal better. I'm more of a movie buff than I am, animated Disney stuff, although the Disney has that nostalgia for me. Huge fan of Universal. Even the same rides I like to go on over and over again. Now, whenever we go to these, we spare no expense. We'd rather go once instead of twice and do fast passes and things like that. And I talk about it in a lot of videos, including this one right here. Number 4 is kind of a conglomerate. We love most of the Virgin Islands, the Saints. So St. Thomas, St. Martin, St. Kitts. St. Martin is probably our favorite overall, where we like the commerce on St. Thomas, but the beauty on St. Kitts. And there's a few other ones like St. John's and Antigua and stuff. But we love St. whatever, those islands. We think they're beautiful. They're far away. It's a lot of the same reasons as Aruba. We haven't been since pre-COVID. And this is 2024 we're filming this. We are going back in Thanksgiving. So super stoked about that. Hopefully we'll have the same opinion, but that is our 4th favorite place that we have ever been. So 3rd favorite isn't a place, but it's kind of a conglomeration of all. I told you we love to cruise. We love to cruise to the Caribbean. Probably 7 or 8 out of our 10 cruises, which would be 4 out of 5. Trying to do some math. Maybe 8.5 out of 10 of our cruises are actually to the Caribbean. We love the local islands. You know, we've been to Cayman Islands and Jamaica over a dozen times. And while those aren't our favorite, we just love the fact that you can go to the Caribbean. It's usually calm and beautiful waters. Different islands, whether it's some I've already mentioned, or Bahamas, Cozumel, and so much more. You know, interestingly enough, as I talk about all these things, this just kind of hit me. The place we've probably been to out of the country more than anything is actually Mexico, but that's not one of our favorite places. It's just a lot cheaper and more convenient. In fact, we're going to Mexico. We're going to Cancun in about 8 weeks. Caribbean cruises are definitely our 3rd favorite type of vacation. Second one, we've only been here once, is China. So specifically, we went everywhere in China. We stayed in Hong Kong, we stayed in Beijing, we stayed in Shanghai. We love them all for different reasons. And I know there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, so we don't have any plans to go back anytime soon. We got to see all the amazing stuff, everything from the bird's nest of the Olympics, which we didn't go for the Olympics, although I've been to the 96 Olympics in Atlanta. We were supposed to go to the 2024 Paris Olympics this year, but some stuff came up. We, of course, climbed the Great Wall of China and saw so many other countless stuff, and it's just cool to see where you really fit in the world. I remember standing in Hong Kong, and if you're unfamiliar, I'm a very big guy. So my wife, Mrs. X, could never lose me. She could always see where I was in the crowd in Hong Kong. Seeing the different culture and just sitting there thinking, these people don't even know I exist in the scheme of the universe. However, I'm important to these people's lives. So it really gives you that perspective. But yeah, we absolutely love China. Definitely going back one day, even though I'm going to be honest with you, it was a very tough trip with visas and we were there for a few weeks, but it was an absolutely fantastic time. Can't wait to go back. So Mr. X, you've been to all these places. Where is your absolute favorite? There is no contest for me. Our favorite place we've ever been to is Tahiti. Now, everyone's like, yeah, Tahiti sounds great. That's because it frickin' is. And we went before I had a YouTube channel, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about Tahiti. First of all, things are very expensive. And I don't mean the hotels, but like food, basic costs, because they have to import everything in. Like a burger, and this was more than 5 years ago, is $40. And they don't have all-inclusives like they do in the Caribbean. So it's a very expensive trip besides the flight and hotel, which is manageable for sure. But the beauty was second to none. The clearest waters we've ever been in, and as you can see in some of these pictures, we stayed in an overwater bungalow with a glass floor, and we would go snorkeling 2 or 3 times a day and see the most amazing snorkeling I've ever seen in my life, and I've snorkeled quite a few places. Absolutely amazing. Can't emphasize that enough. But just as cool as that was, we did wave runners across the entire island. We saw Johnny Depp on a yacht. We took ATVs up into the mountainous hills or hilly mountains or whatever you want to call them. I live in the Rocky Mountains, so I really can't call those mountains, but they look like mountains. The beauty was second to none and one of my favorite trips. We can't wait to go back. And I'll tell you why we haven't gone back in that upcoming video, because I have some other things I want to tell you guys. So hopefully this gives you some direction. I highly recommend any of those. Probably all of those I will 100% do again in my life. Some I already have booked. So please drop in the comments where you would like to go of those top 10 if you haven't commented yet. Because again, remember, that comment could win you a $1,000 prize. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in, especially if you're new and you're interested in travel. Only about 10 to 15% of the videos I do on travel, but there's some pretty good ones, and not only a lot of tips, but show you different parts of the world and room tours and stuff like that. So thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.